Well, hey there everyone, this is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike and I do bees. Welcome to Southeast Louisiana in the brutal humidity that we call summer, spring. I don't know, it just stays here. All right folks, yep, it's hot, it's warm. It's 90 and it's humid and it's not the worst of the year yet. You still get in the shade and be cool, so it's not the worst. When you can't get in the shade and cool off, that's when it's bad. But sorry about the fan noise. This isn't going to be about honey extraction today, though. Ooh, 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 look over there, look over there, look over there. Yeah, that video will come out, don't worry. Oh, 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 you see it? Yeah, it'll come out, don't worry. Anyway, we're stacking buckets. We are drying honey. We're getting ready to start extracting. We're all set up, cleaned up. I do clean up, you know, before after every day. I don't wash out all my equipment because it's honey and it's going to be there. But I did get my wax cappings out. I put them in a 30-gallon drum over there, and then I turn around and put the wettest stuff down in that old man lake uncapper, let it drain. We still have, there's probably about 3 gallons of honey in here. But I like to work outside in the morning, and I did all this yesterday morning. Pulled them off with my hive lifter, stacked them on the trailer, brought them in here. But then I like to go in the house, get that shower at lunch, and turn around and come do something nice in the air conditioning here, like extract honey. So that's what we're doing. But I'm getting ready to show you a video that I shot about 10 days ago, and you notice the beginning of it was me just transporting a hive. I'll show you that hive lifter because that thing, everybody asks me how it does. It does so great. That's from way over on the other side, next door. I wheeled that thing over. And it's got such a good center of balance, I can just pull that thing right over here to the truck. So it does good loading. It'll handle double deeps too. Now it's sketchy because it's the middle model. But anyway, I took that thing, and how that worked out was a fellow come over and he wanted some equipment, and I was selling him some equipment, and he was wanting bees. I said, it's a little late to get bees. I said, I tell you what though, I got this old swarm, you can have it. It's a little swarm, it's in the way, and you can have it. So he come over, he said, well, will you put it in the box for me? I said, sure. So I put it in the box, and I didn't sell him the swarm. I sold him my services of putting it in the box plus the equipment. Well, he comes and picks it up, and I tell him I got a late nuke. Well, I'll buy that too, he says. Okay. I knocked a little bit off because it was a very, very late nuke, but it was a stout nuke, so I didn't knock that much off. And I said, look, I'll charge you a little bit to put that in the box. And he said, can I buy some more equipment? I said, sure. So I sold him some more equipment and put it in the box. And that's what I was doing, was hauling it over here and delivering it to his house. So that's what that's all about. But also, I'll take you through the packages and show you what I did. Did some weird stuff out there with some boxes, but got some queens released and a couple miscellaneous items. But that's a typical day now that we're just waiting on honey to finish up and getting honey off and not doing bunches of inspections. That's a typical day of what I do. I spend a few hours doing that, and then we're done by noon, 1 o'clock. So here you go. There's some weird things out here, folks. Get some caps off some queens, but you'll notice thirds. I was talking with the distributor, the queen breeder. We just talked about maybe giving them some foundation underneath. Oh, no wonder that box has got a big old gap under there. But anyway, giving them some foundation in their brood chambers, both of them, first and second, and that's what I did. And what I did with the extra honey was put it up in a third box with some foundation. Basically just gave them foundation all around their nest. I'm gonna strip those thirds off probably in the summer, and then I can feed the frames that are full back to other bees. But the bottom line was try and unbind them from all the honey that's in there and just let some of that brood emerge and give her space to backfill with eggs rather than honey, as the flow now has pretty much slowed down to a small trickle. So there we go. And then I'll strip them off later, but they won't be overwhelmed or anything. They're all big enough. I didn't put a third on if it weren't big enough. Like that one wasn't big enough. I did not put a third on there. That one actually was, though. That was what's crazy. I thought that one was one of the weaker ones. But she, with the brood I put in and everything else, she needed one. But that's all I did with those. I just want to try something different. Give them some space. Open up some room in there. Bring some of that pollen and nectar up to the top to get it out of their way because there was plenty in the bottom. Give them some frames to draw, because they will draw them. There's still enough coming that they'll draw in the middle of those nests. So I checkered 2 or 3 in the bottom, 1 or 2 in the top, and then put a third on with the excess honey I pulled out, and just to keep it in there. And that'll give me something to drop in for winter if I need, or for splits if I split more in the fall, or just take them off and take them home and put them in a box in front of a yard that's light and let them rob it. Let's open some queen caps. I'm really doing more. I'm checking to see if these splits are even any good. I don't even know how viable they are, because some of them were very small. Kind of take a look, see how they're looking on that queen. Let's pull her out. Not a lot of bees in 2 of these splits. I mean, they're out there, but they'll be fine as long as the queen starts laying. Gonna take the lid off. Oh, that's good and soft now. So I always want to look at my queen. And see how the bees are acting with her. Yeah, she's in there and she's fine. Anyway, what I do is hey, look at her, she's eating that candy already. I'll take and poke this thing in there. And they've been capped now. She's been capped for 2.5 days. So at least 3 to 5 days is how long she'll be in there before she's released. Whoops, they didn't like that. I didn't like it either. Hard to blame them. All right. So they got some decent cluster in the middle. It'll be all right. It's still hot. Get this one. Another small little cluster. Oh, just look at look at how they're acting. So I don't like it when I see them curled up. I got one curled up on there, but it looks like she's just trying to get her face in the mesh. You don't want to be balling the queen, you know. Oh, let me look for the queen, actually. Shake them off. Well, they don't like it when you shake them. Probably not good to shake the queen either, really, but yep, there's the queen, nice golden queen. She's a little golden. That's what the breeder told me. He said one of them is just golden. I heard somebody else talking about those Russians, some being golden, some being striped. Now, see, this one, candy's not that deep in there, so I'll only dig a little bit of it out. I don't need them out that fast, but I do want her out in the next... Let's put a... Whoa. Get my toothpick back. I don't want to... I want them out. I don't want them in there for 3 or 4 more days, but the candy seems pretty soft. So let's just see what they do. I like to see how they act. Watch when they get back on there. What do they do? It's more like just attending to her, right? That's what we're looking for. But only time will tell. Give them about 5 days and come back and look. Maybe 6. Probably next week. Oops. Dang. Let's do the next. Well, that one looks all right. A little better than the other. They're both pretty weak. And I got this one. I think this one was a little stronger. My veil's all jacked up. Look, I'm looking out the corner. Let's fix this. I don't have my hat on underneath. Everybody's got plenty of food. This one's larger. This one looks a lot better. I mean, you can't see it, but I'm looking down in between the frames when I say that, not just what's on the queen. Alrighty. He puts like 5 attendants in here. So sometimes, there she is. So, all queens accounted for, that's good. Don't. Gotta be careful with this toothpick. It's a neat little trick, but you can sure stick a queen with it. There we go. Yeah, this split looks a little better. If I could do it over again, I should have split this one right here and that one on the end. I should have split 2 more. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, but those would have been the 2 I would have split. I split the other 3 bigger ones. That would have not doubled my numbers, but at least I'd have been at 15. That would have been nice, but I didn't do it. And like I said, coulda, shoulda, woulda. What difference does it make now, right? Hey, they're healthy, they're good. We're gonna keep moving on. It's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. Just gotta keep them alive through winter, keep them fed. Maybe split in the fall. All right, I'm gonna do some treatments now. Oxalic acid vapor now. All right, got the old vaporizer out. I will not do the new queens, but I am gonna do all the other ones. I'll do them later on. Let them get established. Got the old respirator on. Mite's Easy Ox. All done. All right, I need to clean it. I'll give you this nice little plug here. Fill this with some water. I actually cleaned it last time. Probably it can go way more times, but I clean it every time anyway. Just never know. I need to clean my plunger though. It's sticking once it gets the stuff in there. Ooh, gotta be careful. You still gotta hold this thing on. When you flip it, it'll blow off. Probably don't need to get that on my truck, do I? All right, let's go move a miracle queen into a 10 frame. Does that look hot? It's hot. But honestly, now that the sun is out, it's so much better. Even though the temp goes up 5 degrees immediately, when it's overcast and humid, to me, that's more miserable. I'd rather have this because at least I tend to dry off more. You evaporate the sweat a little more. And not like out west where it evaporates immediately, but it does evaporate. And in the shade, it's not that bad. because the sun just tends to burn off some of that humidity, it feels like to me. That's me guessing, I don't know, but that's what it feels like. So then in the shade, it's not bad. Now, July and August, I tell you. Oh, my mic was down. You probably didn't hear anything I said. But in July and August, I tell you, it don't matter where you get. I know it's still not dog days of summer if I can cool off in the shade. So here we go. Let's go over here. I want to get the Miracle Queen out of the nuke. I'm keeping her. I'm going to put her next to this other one. It's just a typical day where I just run little rounds of errands on the bees. You know, everything else is set. We're going to be pulling honey off in another few days, starting just a little at a time. Maybe a dozen boxes, if that many. Then maybe another dozen another week, and then another dozen until we just get them done. And maybe at the very end we'll just do one big wrap up. So here's what we got. Miracle Queen, she's there. I got to take that telescoping lid off. So if there's any beginners wondering what the difference in migratory and telescoping is, well, here's why. The telescoping lid, it tends to take up too much space on the pallet. So what I'm going to do is first pull the nuke off, put the box in place, transfer Miracle Queen over. Then we'll remove lids and we'll fit them together. After this, I go in and get my afternoon shower, because that's pretty much what I do, is work till it's too hot to work, shower, get cleaned up, and maybe go back out this evening and work again. This thing is full of bees. Look at this thing. Oh, look at the honey on there. Look at the honey on there. Always checking for a queen on the lid. I'm gonna have to eat some of that since I ain't got my big bill on. We're gonna move this out of the way. Just load it up. Oh yeah. Clean that off. Get our box on. I don't even know. The beetles. Maybe it's time for the beetles. I don't even know if I can get the box on. I might have to swap the lid on this other one. I don't even know the box will go on with the telescoping lid. So let's move that off. This is a pretty new colony. I don't have my hive, so I think it must have fallen out of my pocket. I'm gonna have to go look for it in a minute, but I'll use my knife for now. They got a brand new queen in here. So we'll put a migratory lid, wax dip, don't have to paint them. And here's the difference. Now, I got room. Now my box will go down. All right, guys, let me go find my hive tool, because I'm gonna need it to get these frames out. All righty, got my hive tool. Actually, didn't fall out of my pocket. I left it on the truck, or on the trailer. All right, got my hive tool. A little smoke to these bees. Not a lot, but we got to get them out of the way. They're every couple days I've been in here, and it doesn't take them any time to build that comb out. And while I say there's no flow, there's obviously something. Enough to where they're building. It makes me nervous. I don't care which kind of nuke, pro nuke or easy nuke. They get to building up like this in them. I knew it needed to be moved up. I didn't get to it till today. I was more concerned with getting my queens and packages done. Oh, wow. Look at that. Of course, it's being backfilled, but what do you expect? Whoo-wee. I'm sweating a lot. I'm going to put this here, right here on the outside. Goodness. The other side is just loaded with fresh, brand new comb. What I might do is put this here. It's warm enough. Out. So this Miracle Queen is a miracle. In case anybody didn't watch the other video, I'll link it, but what happened, I go through, I see the queen on the first frame. I pull and put her in a clip and lay the clip over on the neighboring nuke like a dummy, which I usually don't do anymore. I don't do that anymore. Oh, they're backfilling all this. So the clip is bent, she gets out on top of that other nuke lid, and I pick the clip up and she's gone. I'm like, oh no. I look all over the lid, I don't see her. I'm like, well, maybe she went inside it. And sure enough, when I pulled the lid off of that nuke, she was running around in the bees on the lid.
There she was, just running for her life. So I grab her, but I miss her. I think I have her wings and I don't. She crawls under a piece of burr comb, and I turn my head for a second to grab my other clip, look back, and I can't find her. I studied that lid, I bet 5 minutes, shuffling through every bee. She wasn't there. So I said, well, nothing else to do. I put the lid back on that nuke, and I was way about 8 feet away from the pallet altogether on the other side. So I turn around, put the lid on there, so she is on the lid, she's going back in that nuke. And I figure I'm gonna put them in a 10 frame, let it all shake out. Put the lid on this supposedly queenless one and wait for emergency sales. So I put the other one in a 10 frame, get them all settled, figure she's either gonna take or the virgin I saw in that other one's gonna take, because I did see a virgin. About 8 or 9 days later, she's back in here. How did she do that? Only by miracle. And that's what I prayed for. I did. Well, there's a patch of brood here she's laying in, and here. She don't got much room. I might need to give her a drawing frame. Well, I'm gonna leave them for now and see what she does, but at least give them a box to be in. Wow. Gosh, it's hot. I'll put this one in here. And I was gonna sell this before all this happened, before I lost her like that. I was gonna sell this nuke. Just in case the queen was in there. I got some really thick comb. So this may have to, as much as I hate a 9, much as I would never recommend a 9 frame brood box, this one might have to be, because of the comb that's drawn out on the side. It's so thick. I could knock some of it off, but man, that'd make a huge mess in there, and I don't want to do that. I'm just going to kind of push it up against, and same with this side, move it over. There we go. Move this one over and just kind of 9 frame it for now. At least we got them in some space where they can expand a little bit. It's getting tight in there. And again, in case there was any beginners or something that didn't know what these migratory lids, and this is not a how-to video, but I am going to teach you something. Migratory lids, in case you didn't know, this is why the commercial guys use them. The reason I use them is because I just like one-piece lids, and they work just fine. I can even put a piece of plywood on top if I have to. That's all it really takes. But, sorry about the head in the way, but there you go. That's what makes them nice. Now they fit. The telescoping lid won't fit in that small gap. They'll be happier. Their entrance was right here, but now it's right here. They'll find it. One other note of interest, since I took this lid off 10, 15 minutes ago, this was full of wet honey. Those bees cleaned that honey out. There's some down that you can see in those cells still where they were getting it out, but they cleaned every bit of this up in that 10 or 15 minutes. So now I can't eat the top, but I'm gonna bust it out and eat what's in there. Bees are amazing. Amazing. All right, folks, that's it. That's what I'm doing. And I got lots more videos to come. We got our honey harvest coming up. I'll be posting that. I showed you in there, but I've already done several other boxes already, as well as a video to strip supers, how I strip the supers off the hives with my hive lifter. You saw that nice piece of equipment there. If you didn't catch that, I'll be doing a video on that as well. I'm still excited about that. And got a lot coming up as far as getting this honey out of the comb, getting boxes back on the hives to store some of the comb, and getting ready to go into the summer dearth. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I appreciate all y'all watching. This is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and may God bless you. We'll see y'all later.